everyone, and welcome back to That's It. So, Sean Diddy Combs appeared in a federal court on Friday, March 14, and apparently his appearance is just looks very different. And what I mean by that, that he has gray hair, a gray beard, wearing khaki pants and shirt, and apparently they're looking for jury selection for this high profile case that's going to be happening in May. And I cannot wait. I'm looking forward to it, to actually go in the courtroom and actually take notes and sit in and hear what the defense team have to say and the other team have to say about this whole allegation against, Sean Diddy Combs with sex trafficking, prostitution, and racketeering and all that fun stuff, and more other lawsuits that's towards against him. And also, he plead not guilty for a new indictment. My gosh, I can't keep up, you guys. I can't keep up with all these new indictments left and right with Sean Diddy Combs. And apparently, his employees are saying that he forced them to work long hours and make be participated with the freak off, and then if they don't participate in the freak off trafficking scheme, that he will do something towards them, ruin their reputation, blackmail, whatever. And he pleaded not guilty. He said that's a lie, and it seems like everyone is lying. Like everyone is just lying, and he's the only innocent party. He's the only one that's innocent. And yeah, I know, innocent until proven guilty. I get that, but everyone is lying. Like no one, what they're claiming or saying is the truth, and it's just crazy to me. And it's very ironic that his employees are coming forward and saying that Diddy forced them to work long hours. I believe it because he did it with with the band. He made these people walk all the way from Manhattan to all the way to Brooklyn. Okay, I can see him doing that. I can see him having his employees work long, crazy hours, enslaving them, and forcing them to do things that they would never ever do. And it can be very intimidating if you work with Sean Diddy Combs. It can be very intimidating if he's under the influence, if he's drinking alcohol, if he's hearing voices in his head. Yeah, I'd be scared out of my mind too. I would freak out too if I had a boss like that. First of all, I would have quit anyway. I would have quit if I had a boss like that and intimidate me and telling me I have to do this and that and participate in freak off parties. I'm like, thanks, but no thanks. No thank you, because I don't want that to bite me in the butt one day. And sure enough, today is the day. Actually, May will be the day when um, they testify. But it's just crazy, like new indictments. It's just one indictment after another indictment after another indictment. I can't keep up. I can't keep up. And he pleaded not guilty. His mother and his two children were there. I think three children, excuse me. His daughter and two sons were there to give him support. And he had, he gave him a kiss. And he seemed up-spirited. He seemed a little bit joyful. Um, but I just cannot wait until this trial starts, because it's definitely going to be a high profile case. And it is a high profile case because it's everywhere. It's on TikTok feed, it's on Instagram, it's on the news. It's like everyone's been talking about it since last year. Now, I want to talk to you about the Cassie video. Now, I know everyone saw the footage of Sean Diddy Combs, attacking Cassidy and beating her up, and CNN leaked the footage. According to a little birdie here, that CNN destroyed the original video of that they leaked out to the media. They avoid the original. However, they manipulated and edited the tapes. And I'm like, is it possible? It could be possible that they only showed what you want to see. They didn't show the whole thing, like what really happened, which that would be nice for them to do that, to show the whole demonstration of what really happened on that day in LA in that hotel. And I don't remember the name of the hotel, but I just know that obviously it was the LA hotel in the hallway when, Diddy, beat up Cassidy. But Diddy's defense team saying that CNN destroyed the tape. But why? Why did they destroy their original tape? What was the whole purpose of CNN doing that? Is it because they think that they were going to be subpoenaed and testify? But the thing is, that they might be subpoenaed anyway. They might testify because why would you do that? Why would you alter the tape and delete the original? Even though it's already out there and the whole world have saw what this monster did to Cassie, and she's just a monster for doing that to a beautiful woman like Cassidy, a monster. But my thing is, it just makes CNN look bad. It makes them look bad and makes them look guilty. Like, what do you have to hide, first of all? Second of all, why would you alter the tape? Why would you edit it? Why would you just not show the whole footage of what really happened? Okay. And three, you think that you might not be subpoenaed in a court of law and testify, which I believe that it should happen, to be honest with you. It should definitely happen. And they should subpoena them and for them to testify because they're wrong for doing that too destroyed their original tape. And I believe Cassie, she was there. So even though they destroyed the tape, Cassidy can speak too. She can speak her story and explain to the jurors what happened to her too. So for CNN to destroy the original tape, it looks very foolish on their end. It looks very suspect that you have something to hide, that you didn't want anyone to see the whole footage of the tape that what Sean Diddy did to that woman that day. It just makes you look guilty. I'm sorry, it makes you look guilty in my eye. And what do you have to hide? And even though it's not part of the trial, because I guess because I'm not a lawyer, but I guess their timeline, not timeline, but their, I guess there's like a limit to when you can prosecute a case, and I guess that limit ran out because it was in 2016, I believe. But it's good for jurors to see what Sean Diddy Combs is capable of and what type of monster he is and how he abused women and how he abused his employee and other people that were surrounded by him. So the jurors need to see that. They need to see what type of monster this man is, and he is a monster. Okay, he's been a monster for a very long time, never got caught, and now it's catching up to him. His behavior, his actions, everything he has done for the last decade is catching up to him. It's like just like I keep saying, you can be running into the dark, but all the light is going to come out. The truth is going to come out. And I just hope that the jurors that they pick and that they select, that they're not biased because he's black. I hope they're not biased because he has money. I just want the jurors to look at all the facts and evidence and see what's been happening for the last decade. I don't want it to be like R. Kelly, and then eventually then they caught him, they got him, and then now R. Kelly is serving time. I don't want it to be like O.J. Simpson. I'm sorry, you guys, he killed his ex-wife and that man, point blank, period. Or he had someone killed. That man was guilty from the get-go, but because what happened with Rodney King, they didn't want another black man to be in prison, so they let him go out of technicality. That's just my opinion, okay? But I just don't want history to repeat himself. I just want the jurors to see all the evidence that's presented to them, look at all the facts, look at everything that's been going on in this man's life for the last decade, that he got away with murder. Literally, he really did. Okay, allegedly, he got away with murder, or he had people do it for him. Allegedly, because I have to say allegedly because I don't want to get sued if I don't have nothing to sue for. But anyway, but yeah, I just hope that there will be justice for all the victims that that was tortured by Sean Diddy Combs and among other people too. Now you're gonna have chasers, you're gonna have clouders that's saying this and that. That's not true. That never happened. Ignore that. Just focus on the evidence. Just focus on the survivors who survived Sean Diddy Combs and everything that has to be presented to the court of law. And I just hope and pray that it won't be like another Jeffrey Epstein. I'm sorry, because Jeffrey Epstein did a whole network of sex trafficking and had underage girls, had recruit underage girls to had other people recruit him for underage girls. And the same thing with Sean Diddy Combs. Same thing what he was doing. I just hope that justice will be served for these victims and survivors, that, they will find this man guilty, okay, of all counts, of all everything that the lawyer is going to present to the juror, and they lock him up and throw away the key, okay, because this man should not be free. He should not be roaming around in New York City, LA, New York, whatever, because he's been hurting a lot of people for so many years, and no one didn't want to say anything because they were so afraid, that no one wouldn't believe him because he was just so powerful, because he has money, he has connections. And it's like Jeffrey Epstein. When you have money and connection, people won't believe you. They're going to believe this person because they're thinking that, oh, this person wouldn't do that to another person because he's a father. He's a good people from the community, this and that. We all have dark sides in us, okay? It's all about whether you want to act on it or not, okay? Let's just be real here. Everyone has a dark side. Everyone has tendencies that people are capable of doing. It's all about whether you want to act on them or not, okay? And apparently Sean Diddy Combs had a dark side in him. He had some tendencies and habits, and he released them. He released them to underage girls and among other people, prostitution girls and men, and he did some crazy things that's being accused of him, okay? And he has to be stopped. And he has to take accountability for his actions. He can't just say, oh, everyone is lying, when some of the lawsuits are consistent. So everyone is lying, and he's the only one that's telling the truth. That doesn't make any sense to me. You got to follow the evidence. You got to follow the facts. And that's what I'm doing, okay? And I just want to be very clear. I used to love Sean Diddy Combs. I used to love how he came from nothing, and then he made himself a billionaire or a millionaire. He was just a high time big guy. You know what I mean? He started Bad Boy Records. He, made Notorious B.I.G. big. Mary J. Blige, among other artists. He did good for himself. But what I don't like, and what I will not and ever tolerate, is having sex with underage girls, sex trafficking. That is a no-no for me. That I'm not going to tolerate, and neither should you either. Whether if you know someone who is rich or poor, or someone's high profile or not, it doesn't matter. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. It doesn't matter what status you are or who you know or who you don't know. It's just wrong. That's why there's laws in place not to have sex with underage girls, not to do drugs, not to sex trafficking. There's laws in place. If there was no law in place, then everyone would be doing it. But a lot of people are doing it around the world, but they're just not getting caught. Sad to say, unfortunately. It's happening all around the world, but some people are just not getting caught by it. And with Sean Diddy Combs, it's been happening for a very long time. People have warned about Sean Diddy Combs to other people, but people just looked the blind eye and care because of money. That's it, because Sean Diddy Combs paid them a lot of money to shut them up. Same thing with Jeffrey Epstein. But money talks, bullshit walk, okay? And to me, you couldn't pay me enough to keep my mouth shut, okay? When I see something is wrong or something, it doesn't seem right, I'm not going to go for the money. Neither should you or anyone else. You have to do what's right, because these were children. These were underage children that could not defend themselves or even have a voice. And sometimes you have to choose good from evil, right from wrong. Then money, then status, then power. It's just common sense. And a lot of people, they get the hype, they get lost with the fame, the hype, the celebrity. They want that A-list things. They want that status, and people would do whatever it takes to get there. Even sell their soul to the devil, to Hollywood, to music industry, instead of doing it the right way. And sometimes the right way takes longer, yes, but at least your conscience is clear. At least it's clear that you did it the right way and you did it the moral way, opposed to cutting corners and making a deal with the devil. And because you cut corners, and making a deal with the devil, then your status is a little bit higher. But then when you do that, there's a cost. There's always a cost when you hear that other noise, that other voice in your head, opposed to going the right way. There's times like for me, I wanted to do certain things and make money and do the fast route, but then I thought about it. I'm like, that this might catch up to me in the near future. I give you a perfect example, and I'm not ashamed of it. Like I was, I believe I was in my 20s, and I was not, and I was still living with my parents, and I didn't want to. I wanted to make more money, and at one time in my life, and I know I'm off topic here, but it's important for me to share this so you guys can understand. There was one point in my life I wanted to be a stripper because I heard it makes good money and it's fast money. And me and my a friend of mine that I know from high school, we was tempted to do it. We was tempted to go to Fort Lauderdale or Miami to do it to make fast money. But then I thought about it and I said to myself, I can't do this to myself or to my body and let the whole world see. And first of all, what if my parents find out? What if my friends find out? What if it catch on video and that's just going to be with me for the rest of my life? And what if someone knows me and then records me and then boom, it's on the internet and that's it. It's a wrap. People are going to know Cheryl as a stripper or used to be a stripper. So I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I followed my conscience over. You know what, Cheryl? That's not the right way to to make money. Now, to each his own. Some people have to do what they have to do to survive. At that time, I was living with my parents. I was not homeless. I was not living in my car. So did. I didn't do it. Okay, this I didn't do it. I took the higher route, and I just did it the long way to be where I need to be. And I'm grateful and thankful I did that, and I didn't go to that route of trying to make fast-paced money. My whole point is you have these young, impressionable, young kids these days that look up to these people, okay, which I don't know why, but they do, and then they want to have that fast-paced life, and then when they see these celebrities that they idol, they want to get in. They want to have a piece of that action, a piece of that fame, and then basically they get starstruck, and then when they do meet that individual, I mean, that person knows that that individual is starstruck because they're innocent. They can just they prey on the innocence, like Sean Diddy Combs, Jeffrey Epstein. They know they're not stupid. That's why they like young girls. That's why they like younger girls because they're so young and impressionable. They don't know no better. Okay, they're naive. Sad to say, opposed to a woman that's more mature and knows from right and wrong. And some of them will do it, some of them will not do it. It all depends on the person. But what I'm saying is when Shonda D. Combs sees young and impressionable girls, you already know, like, yes, I got her. So she wants to, if you do this for me, I can do this for you. And he probably said it with all these girls, okay? But my whole point is that sometimes it's just not good to take the easy way to get fame, to get fortune, to have your name on a platform or whatever. Sometimes you have to do it the long way, not the long way, excuse me, and to have your conscience clean and clear that you can look back and say, you know what, I did the honest thing. I did not cut corners. I didn't do this and that just to get myself to the top. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. But I'm looking forward to Sean Diddy Combs' trial. That's going to start in May, and we just going to see how this plays off, and see how it goes. I hope the juries. Pardon me. I'm saying jurors. I don't know why. The juries. I hope they look at all the evidence, all the facts. Don't let the white noise, meaning that the media, because the media like to flip things up, flip it around, and make them seem, you know, what the word I'm getting, what I'm trying to say. I just don't want the jurors to have the media be influenced what the evidence that's presenting to them, whatever it's jurors that they select. I just hope the jurors don't listen to the white noise, don't listen to the media. Just listen and look at the facts. That's all the survivors and the victims want. The facts, the evidence, and then you will make your decisions. Because at the end of the day, that's a jury's decision. Their their life is on his hands. No, yeah, is that right? Yeah, the juror's life is on his hands because they're the one who's going to say guilty or not guilty. And I hope and pray by looking at the evidence, looking at the facts, that the jurors will make the right decision and not be biased and see what type of man this man is by following following the trails of the evidence and everything. And that's it. That's all I have to say about that. Let me know what you think. I really appreciate you guys listening in to my podcast. That's it with Cheryl, and I will see you guys next time. Oh, by the way, I'm almost done with Who Killed Jeffrey Epstein, my last episode, episode 3. I just been working so hard trying to put everything together for the last episode, and it's been really rough and hard of just making sure I get all the information and all the facts correct before I do my last episode on Who Killed Jeffrey Epstein. And I have to say, I've been reading and researching so much. Is like, oh my gosh. And I just can't wait to tell you guys of my opinion and my perspective of the death of Jeffrey Epstein, and just let you know like my mindset about it, because the stuff that I read and the stuff that I was investigating, it seemed really off to me about the whole thing, what happened to him on August 10th of 2019 of his death in a cell in New York. Some of it doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm going to talk to you more about that. So stay tuned. I promise you. Episode 3 of Who Killed Jeffrey Epstein. That's coming up soon. And I really appreciate each and one of you taking the time to listen to me, because I know there's other, like I keep saying, there's other podcasts out there way better than me, but I am learning, you guys. And I just hope and pray that you just follow me in my journey wherever this podcast is going. I'm having fun with this. I'm learning new things each and every day. And I just appreciate you just taking the time to listen to what I have to say, because I like to talk. I like to talk. I like to give my perspective, my opinions, and voice them, whether people like it or not. It's just who I am. And I just really, really appreciate you guys just taking the time of your day or night or evening, just listening to That's It with me, Cheryl. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. And if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, let people know if they're interested. Please comment below as well. I love you guys. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.